Welcome back to Great Day Louisiana's one-take trip along Louisiana's Myths and Legends Byway. We've made it to our next stop here in Beauregard Parish. I'm standing outside the Visitor Center right now, and apparently inside there's a doll museum we can check out. Let's head inside to see what they've got going on from the interim director.
My name is Cleo Martin. I'm the interim director of the Beauregard Tourist Commission. Beauregard Parish was initially part of Imperial Calcasieu Parish, which is where now Lake Charles Calcasieu Parish is. Back in those days, this part of Louisiana was pretty much ran by the lumber companies. So they decided that Imperial Calcasieu was just too big, and they felt like they didn't have a voice in our own community. So in 1912, they started separating from Imperial Calcasieu to develop what is now Beauregard Parish. DeRidder itself was incorporated as a city back in 1903. Beauregard Parish and the city of DeRidder also houses the nation's first off-base USO, the United Service Organization for the military men in World War II, for a place to go and relax and dance and just have a good time. The Beauregard Tourist Commission office is home to the Lois Lofton Doll Collection and the Lois Lofton Doll Museum. The original collection of Miss Lois Lofton was donated to the Tourist Commission back in 1995. Since 2017, we've started taking in donations from other doll enthusiasts and families to the point to where now we have about 4,000 dolls on display in here. The oldest doll that we have in there, we believe, is a little porcelain doll from 1815. We have every kind of doll you can imagine. We have play dolls, we have craft dolls, we have collectibles, we have Cabbage Patch. Particularly people will come in and they'll remember their childhood because there's dolls in here that are no longer around, but they see them and it reminds them of what they had to play with when they were kids. When you stop by the Beauregard Tourist Commission, not only can you see the Lois Lofton Doll Museum, but also we have tourism information available too. And we have these books that people can come and grab along with a map to go with it. This is the Myths and Legends Byway book. This gives you stories about the myths and the legends that can be found along the byway in Beauregard, Vernon, and Allen parishes. We also have maps with pictures that will show you some of the different places that you can see along your trip down the byway.
I'm telling you all, that doll museum is something to see. Please come and check it out if you can. Now look, the city of DeRidder is also home to another cool attraction. Take a look at this behind me. This is the Gothic Jail, also known as the Hanging Jail. And the reason why I got its name is because at the time of its use, the building's architecture looked more like a college or mansion than any jailhouse. It's also known for the Gothic style of architecture, hence the name Gothic Jail. At one point, dozens of prisoners were housed here over the years, and some even met their end right here. There's nothing to be afraid of, right? Well, we're about to take a tour. Let's head inside, meet one of the tour guides named Marlena Doty, and see what's spooky about it. Come on. Hi, Marlena. I'm Malik. Nice to meet you.
Hi, nice to meet you. Welcome to the Gothic Jail.
Thank you so much for having us.
So happy you're here.
We are so excited to be here because we are literally standing in history right now. This place is 3 floors, which is unbelievable to me. First, let's go way back. First, I want to know, when did this actually operate as a jail?
The jail was open from 1914 up until 1982 as a working jail.
Wow, men and women lived here?
Yes, men and women both lived here in the jail.
That is unbelievable. And one thing I was reading about this jail is that it can be haunted at times. One of the reasons why it's haunted is because of this, which happened back in 1926, the brutal murder. What can you tell me?
Well, on August 28th of 1926, Joe, Gina, and Moulton Brasso took our local taxi cab driver from here in town, brutally murdered him just to steal his taxi cab and the $14 he had on him at the time.
Wow.
Once they did, they went on the run in his car, dumped his body off, and headed throughout little areas close to here from the around our state, and they were captured, brought back here, went to the courthouse next door, and put on trial once they captured him and brought him back here, and they were found guilty.
Wow.
And the thing was, the jail when it was originally built was not meant to be a hanging jail. But because of the brutality of this murder, I think they kind of wanted to use these 2 guys as an example, so they decided to turn it into a hanging jail.
And what's so unbelievable is that right above me, you all actually have a representation of what it looked like back in 1926. When it comes to the haunted feeling, what are some things that people commonly experience when it comes to the haunted part?
Usually it's shadows. That we see a lot of shadows. Kind of, you can see them move on. Like when you're standing still like you are now, you could be looking behind me and see a shadow walk all, around on the wall. You'll hear keys jingling like it's somebody going up and down the stairs. We have walked in before and it sounds like people arguing upstairs.
Stop.
You go to head up the stairs and it stops, little stuff like that, yeah.
I cannot wait to see what they got going on here at this jail. And you all
It's
have
never a
3
dull
floors.
moment.
It's never a dull
No,
moment.
it's
And I
never a
know
dull
it's not
moment.
about to be a dull moment right now because we're actually about to head up to the 2nd floor to see how the inmates live. Can you come with me?
Sure, let's
Please,
go.
I'm scared.
Oh, I won't let you go by yourself.
Thank you. Oh my goodness, where are we?
We're on the 2nd floor here in the Gothic Jail, and this room right here actually was one of our general population cells that housed a lot of the men in here. Well, 12 men. They have these nice little squishy, comfy mattresses.
Oh, so comfortable in the jail.
Don't
And these
you
are
wanna stay?
recreations, right?
Yes, they are. We had these remade a few years ago to, start adding to the beds to make it, look a little bit more like it would have back in the day.
And it's unbelievable because look, right over here is
Yep.
the toilet, here's the sink and the shower, no privacy.
None whatsoever.
This is unbelievable, and this is where the men stay.
Yes, this cell and the one across the hall were both general population cells, and they both housed the men.
Wow.
Yeah,
and then where did the women go?
The women were housed in another cell up front here, so we actually have a women's cell that's separate from the men's.
This is unbelievable. And you all also have a solitary confinement area as
Yes,
well?
we do. We have a solitary that's also on the 2nd floor as a solitary confinement.
This is such a must-see tour. It is unbelievable. And a little birdie told me during Halloween time, the month of October, you all changed this entire jail into a haunted house?
Yes, we do.
What do
During
you all
October,
do?
we come and transform all the rooms. Get a lot of volunteers to come in and help us, and we bring in actors and props and turn it into a full-fledged haunted house.
All throughout the month of October?
Throughout the month of the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th Friday and Saturday in October, and then Halloween night.
Come on, I
Yes.
know what I'm doing for Halloween this
Yeah.
year. And we're on the 2nd floor right now. But when you come on a tour here, it really starts on the 1st floor.
Yes, it does.
And there's a living area that you all show people. Why was there a living area in the jail?
The living area supplied a home for the jailer and his family.
Wow.
So he could have a place here, to take care of everyday duties at the jail, oversee, I guess, the deputies. And, when the deputies weren't here all the time, the jailer was, so.
That is unbelievable. And you were like, I think that might be a haunted area as well?
Yes,
Who's the
we
ghost
have-
that haunts that?
Well, we're not quite sure. I think it is a few, maybe former jailers, deputies, something like that. Because a lot of our activity downstairs seems to be shadows that walk the walls. Sometimes we hear it sounds like somebody's washing dishes in the kitchens, which is not something I'd want to do in the afterlife, is wash dishes all the time, but
And you all truly recreated it into a living area. There's a dining room table,
Yes.
there's a TV, everything that someone who would live in a jail would need. Marlena, look, thank you so much for the
you're
tour.
welcome.
This was
It's
absolutely
amazing to meet
amazing.
you.
Yes, shout out to DeRitter. And look,
Yeah.
everybody, if you all want more information about the Gothic Jail, head over to the Beauregard Tourist Commission's website, beauregardtourism.com, or give them a call at 337-463-5534. Now, coming up, when in Leesville, you've got to stop by the state's only legal moonshine distillery. We'll take you to Louisiana Moonshine Company and get the details on their upcoming Moonshine Festival. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Great Day Louisiana.